What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Pink Flamingos. So this is a movie I've wanted to see for quite a while, and I just never got around to watching it. And yesterday I was at the Salvation Army and I was browsing the DVD section, of course, and I found some pretty good stuff. I got the first Terminator, the second Terminator, as well as the third Terminator. I got She's All That, which I've never seen before, but I want to check that out. And the last thing that I found, I was looking for a while and I didn't see this, and then it just caught my eye. Your boy found Pink Flamingos in the wild at Salvation Army. Bought this for 50 cents. I was so hyped up, all right? Like immediately when I found it, I had a little reaction in the store, which, you know, that might sound crazy. I don't really care. I was hyped up. You know, cuz I mean, sometimes when you find something that I feel like this movie is a little bit more rare, you know, and just to find it in the wild at Salvation Army for 50 cents, your boy was ecstatic. In the middle of the store, right when I found this, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, Pink Flamingos. Man, they got Pink Flamingos. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, let's go, let's get it. Yes, sir. And all these older women, they were just staring at me like, is this kid, what is this kid, on dope or something? What is he on drugs? You know, what is the youth? What are these youths doing these days? You know, they're watching these perverse movies like Pink Flamingos. They're getting all excited about them, and they're, you know, swearing in Salvation Army. I don't swear that much, especially not in public. But I mean, if you find a good find like this out in the wild, you gotta go crazy, celebrate a little bit. So yeah, I was super excited and surprised to find that. So last night I had to watch it, and I did enjoy this movie. I didn't absolutely love it, but I really appreciated it for what it was. It's a weird, offbeat movie. I like when filmmakers try to make something different. This movie's absolutely out there, and because of that, it's super entertaining, super intriguing. It's not like any other movie, really. It's totally its own thing, and it's super low budget. John Waters was extremely resourceful in making this. He pretty much did everything. He wrote it, he directed it, he produced it. So, you know, even though I don't absolutely love this movie, I think it's cool. I'm glad that I watched it. But even more than I actually enjoy it, I just like, I appreciate it. I appreciate it for doing something different. I appreciate it for being low budget, and, you know, it breaks the rules. It definitely would be considered a cult classic. You know, it's notorious for being an inappropriate movie, a weird movie. It definitely, you know, it definitely has a legacy. People are still talking about it. So, you know, this movie, it's worth the hype. It definitely made its mark. So now that I gave you all, you know, my little story of finding this and, you know, my overall thoughts, I'm gonna get into the plot summary here real quick. So the plot's pretty simple. Divine is named the filthiest person, and, you know, Divine's pretty happy about it and stuff. And then there's this couple, the Marbles. They're some pretty filthy individuals, and they're like, what the heck, who is this Divine, filthiest person? We're the filthiest. Like, who even is this, you know? What's, how are they filthy? Like, that's some BS. So basically, the marbles start kind of messing with Divine and her family, and they're trying to be named the filthiest people of all. So they're trying to out filthy Divine. Divine's trying to out filthy them, and they got this little rivalry going on, and that's the basic premise right there. So I kind of touched on this earlier, but now that I gave you all a little plot summary, I'm going to get into just some general thoughts about the movie. So you can't talk about this movie without talking about kind of the controversial elements. So, this movie is notorious for being a controversial movie. It's banned in some countries. It's, rated NC-17, and it definitely lives up to that. After watching it, I can definitely tell why it's, banned in some places and why it's considered so disturbing. Most of the disturbing stuff is related to a lot of sexual things. There's a ton of nudity. You see all kinds of crazy stuff in this movie. So it's a lot of sexual stuff, but a lot of the controversial stuff just comes from the fact that the whole premise is that they're trying to be the filthiest. So this movie is just filthy in general. The last scene of the movie, Divine eats some dog shit. Like, it's just filthy. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. But the controversial stuff didn't really bother me. Some of the stuff related to nudity did bother me. So, like, but that's the whole point. It's supposed to be shocking. Like, Divine and her son in the movie kind of get intimate, and you see everything with some oral stuff. That just because the idea of it was supposed to be like the character who's getting the oral act on him is supposed to be Divine's son, so that's messed up. And then there's this one guy, he's doing stuff with his butthole, and that's I didn't personally want to see that. I wasn't ready for that. So that stuff is not enjoyable for me to watch personally, but it doesn't ruin my experience with the movie. Even though there is controversial stuff in this movie, I feel like a lot of the other stuff in the movie is kind of silly and lighthearted. Like, the comedy, even though it's supposed to be this filthy, over-the-top stuff, it's done in a way where it's coming from a genuine place. It's not like trying to be, even though it is dark, it's not trying to be so dark. It kind of has a silly charm to it, if that makes any sense. I hope I'm explaining that well. But anyways, moving on here. So I feel like earlier I kind of touched on the fact that this is a super duper low budget movie, and I was looking it up online, and it looks like it was made for like $10,000 or $12,000, which is insane. Even so, this was made in 1972. I mean, yeah, that was, quite a while ago. So, 12,000 then was more than it is now. But that's, even in 1972 money, that's still extremely low budget. And this does have a low budget kind of do-it-yourself feel, but I mean that in the best of way. It looks good, but at the same time you get that feel that, John Waters just went out there, he just, made this movie with whatever resources he had, not a lot of money, made it work. It has like a really nice, like the film stock, it's like a really nice grainy look, and all the locations are real simple. A lot of it is just a lot of it is just shot in this woodsy area by this pink trailer. So it's just really simple locations, kind of a grainy look. You know, the audio, you can tell it's maybe not the best, but that kind of adds to the charm. It adds to the DIY feel of the movie, and I really think John Waters went hard. Like I said, he wrote this movie, he directed it, he produced it, and it's cool. It's cool watching movies where you learn that the writer, the director, they did it themselves. They did it for no money. Like, you know, like Clerks, like, you know, Kevin Smith did it for like 20,000 or something, and he maxed out credit cards. Like, I like those stories, and it's cool watching those movies. If I'm not a filmmaker or anything, but I feel like this is a great movie to watch if you are a filmmaker, and it could inspire you to make your own, you know, low budget thing. It's like, after you watch this, you're like, I could do that. I could get out there and do this, you know? So I think movies like that are important. They're always awesome. So that's pretty darn cool. So yeah, this is a pretty weird movie, but I feel like it's weird in a good way. It's offbeat. It's not like any other movies really, and I think it's pretty darn funny. There's a lot of situational humor. There's a little bit of slapstick, over the top stuff, and I think that there's some kind of funny situational. I think I just said that. Yeah, some funny situational humor, and I think the dialogue is really funny as well. So the comedy is on point. It's zany. It's offbeat. It's weird. I love that stuff. It totally works. One specific thing that I thought was pretty funny was the egg lady. She was just super randy. She was super randy. I can never. How do I mess up so much in these videos? I don't know. I need to get together. She was super random. She was just like posted up in a little baby's playpen, wearing her underwear, and yeah, like just like a bra and underwear, and she would just eat eggs all day, and she'd always be ranting and raving about the Eggman, like, when's the Eggman gonna come through? I'm trying to get these eggs. And she's just eating mad eggs, any variety, you know, scrambled, sunny side up, hard boiled. She might even eat them with the shell on. I don't know, but I thought her character was just super funny. And then she gets married to the Eggman, so that's beautiful. It was just, you know, everyone talks about how, you know, controversial this movie is, and how messed up it is, but I mean, you got a beautiful love story there with the egg lady and the Eggman. It's romantic, it's beautiful, it really tugs on the heartstrings. But yeah, I just thought her character was really funny and really random, and she kept like asking Divine, like, what happens if there's no chickens and there wouldn't be any eggs, and what would I do? I really like random silly stuff like that. Like, her entire character was just so darn funny. She was one of the funniest parts of the movie. Another notable funny scene here, I really liked the scene where it's Divine's birthday party, and Divine's getting all these gifts, and they're just, you know, because Divine's supposed to be the filthiest person of all time, so Divine's getting like pig heads that look like a real pig's head, and then like giant meat cleavers, and I think drugs. I don't know, but I just really like that whole sequence, and everyone's like smiling and laughing as Divine's getting these just insane crazy gifts, you know, and like like the pig head is just wrapped all nice and like birthday, you know, wrap. So I love that stuff. So the comedy in this definitely worked for me. I just have like one thing left here on my notes, and then I'm gonna wrap things up. I I just thought I would mention this. I was watching this, and I was thinking the marbles, they reminded me of Jesse and James from Team Rocket from the Pokemon show. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. I know people love it. I'm just not trying to like lie and act like I am a big Pokemon fan. I never really got into Pokemon as a kid, but I mean, I would just like watch the show sometimes when it was on. But these fools, like the marbles, they look exactly like Jesse and James. So because you know the gentleman, he's got the blue hair, the girl, she's got the red hair, and then they're the villains too. Like if they get a little cat dude, like come on, dude. I think Pokemon jacked John Waters. They need to throw him some royalties, throw him a check. But I don't know. I was just randomly thinking that they looked alike, so I thought I would throw that in there. But that's the last thing I have here on my notes. So I'm gonna wrap things up here in a sec. So, like I said, this movie is funny. It's it's extremely low budget, do it yourself, which I think is cool. I think John Waters went super hard. It's a weird movie. It's controversial. There is some graphic stuff, but sometimes the fact that a movie's controversial kind of gives it more notoriety and gets people talking about it more and gets people interested. It's like looking at like a train wreck. It's like I want to see how crazy this movie is. So, it's nothing that you can't sit through. I mean, there are some disturbing scenes, but I think most people could handle it. But at the end of the day, yeah, I thought this movie was cool. I didn't absolutely love it, but for what it was, I thought it was pretty cool. So I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're into, weird, offbeat, low budget movies, the kind of controversial, disturbing movies. I think this will be right up your alley. But with that being said, I pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. So thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.